Hello everybody, so I'm here to review Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I know it's been a while since I've done a video. Just haven't had much to film, I guess you could say. No new steelbooks or anything. Until next month in September, there's definitely going to be a lot of stuff coming out, especially September. Yeah, I've just been kind of working and, just been... I feel like I've given this speech many times. It's been kind of lazy. But once more stuff starts coming in, like in the mail, for me to unbox, I'll probably be more motivated to make other kinds of videos. Just right now, I'm kind of in lazy mode for the past few weeks. But yeah, today I did see Tarantino's new film, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I actually saw it a couple hours ago. Right now, it's about to be 9 o'clock. I saw a 2:30 showing. And by the time the movie ended, it was like 6 o'clock. I just kind of wanted to go take a break, and I just got back from the gym. I didn't want to review the movie right away. I was just kind of drained from it, sort of. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean like the movie's length was very noticeable. It's 2 hours and 40 minutes. And I like long movies, and a lot of long movies actually work for me, like Godfather, Apocalypse Now, some of Tarantino's other movies like Inglourious Basterds, Django. Like his longer movies, they can actually go by pretty fast for me, and they flow really well. This one, I actually felt the length quite a bit. That's probably my biggest issue with the movie. And yeah, I'm sure I'm gonna rewatch it many times. And I always say, the more I rewatch a movie, I'll have a fuller grasp on it, a better opinion of it. So I'll probably like this movie more once I've seen it many more times, but right now that's my biggest issue with it. And this isn't going to be a negative review, but I do have to say this definitely is one of Tarantino's weaker movies, but that's not a bad thing because he makes great movies. I would definitely put this in the bottom, because he's got 9 movies now. If you count Kill Bill as 2 movies, well, it is 2 movies. He's technically made 10 movies, right? This would be in the bottom 5. But that's not a bad thing. Just for me personally, I would put it in the bottom 5. It's been getting good reviews. It got a standing ovation at a film festival. I don't know if it was Cannes Film Festival or Sundance. It was one of them. It was a good movie, though. Like, a lot of stuff in the movie was great. The acting was great. DiCaprio and Brad Pitt were amazing. Brad Pitt was my favorite character in the movie, for sure. Once you see the movie, you'll know. One of my lights is like going dim. It's kind of weird. It keeps dimming, and anyways, it's kind of bothering me. They were fantastic in the movie. Brad Pitt especially, his character for me was awesome. The movie really captured the 60s like really well. Like, I don't know how much of a better job they could have done. Like, oh my god, you can tell Tarantino's like obviously he's a fan of like everything, movies and all kinds of genres and everything. He knows his stuff, and he really captured the 60s, or 1969 when this takes place. All that stuff was great. The directing, everything, the visuals, everything was awesome. It's just the pacing, like I said, was the issue, because you could really feel the length. A lot of stuff in the middle, especially. I saw some reviews, and they did mention that like the second act is like kind of drags on. And I do have another major issue, me personally. I won't talk spoilers until the end, but Margot Robbie was great in the movie, but her character, if you don't know, Sharon Tate, based off real person, her character in the movie didn't really serve much purpose, and she didn't really bring much. I mean, no, she brought to the role. I'm not talking about Margot Robbie. I'm talking about the character. The character didn't really bring much to the plot. I mean, it does tie in later on, but like, honestly, like I kind of wish he found a way to make her more integral to the actual movie. You know what I mean? Like, you could have taken all her character stuff out, and yeah, I mean, I don't know. It was kind of weird. I mean, I don't know. I was just like watching it like, this is, I mean, it feels like a Tarantino movie, but it sort of doesn't. the best way, you know what I thought of? I was actually watching Death Proof last night. I was like, let me watch a Tarantino movie, and hype for this. And I was like, yeah, I'll check out Death Proof because that's my least favorite movie by him. It's not bad though. And it kind of felt like Death Proof in many ways, to where that movie, there's a lot of like dialogue. I mean, all his movies have a lot of dialogue, but that movie, not that much happens in it per se. There's a lot of long scenes in it, a lot of talking. It kind of felt along the lines of that, and also sort of kind of like Jackie Brown. I love Jackie Brown though. That's a great movie, but it's kind of more with that. Whereas his other movies have so much going on, so much craziness, so much action and whatnot, like Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs, so much craziness going on every scene. It's like non-stop crazy. Kill Bill. But Jackie Brown has more, is more of like a, it's paced well, but it's more of like a not much going on kind of thing. A lot of stuff happens in it, but like you get bits and bits throughout. Yeah, it's sort of like Jackie Brown meets Death Proof in a way, in terms of like how it's paced. But like it's so weird. I don't know how to feel about this movie. Like as a rating too. Like I don't know what to give it. Like it was a good movie though, for sure. But like, I wasn't blown away by it, as you can tell, unfortunately. And yeah, I mean, what else can I say that's not a spoiler? This was Luke Perry's last movie. He does have a cool part in the movie. Al Pacino was in it. He was cool. Certain other people in it. Other Tarantino regulars. Michael Madsen had a small part. That was cool to see him. Yeah, no Sam Jackson this time, unfortunately. But he's been in all his movies except for, Reservoir Dogs, this one, and Death Proof. So he's been in most of them, but he missed out on a couple. I really don't know who he could have played in this. I mean, they could have added another character. I don't know. But, yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I should mention, too, long movies that the pacing works well for me and go by fast. Hateful Eight. Even the first time I watched Hateful Eight, it didn't feel like, I think that movie might be longer, actually. I didn't feel the runtime. A good example of that would be Endgame. That's 3 hours. That just goes by super fast. Well, that's different. That's a Marvel movie, It's all eye candy. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel kind of weird with this one. And I know a lot of people don't like Hateful Eight, but that's a different movie though compared to this. But yeah, this was very good. It might get some Oscar buzz, probably DiCaprio and Brad Pitt. I would like to hope Margot Robbie gets nominated, but honestly, her character, I don't want to say her character was pointless, but she was not really integral to the movie, unfortunately. But she did a great job. And, yeah, I don't think I have much else to say, except it's definitely in the bottom 5 for me out of all his movies. I'm probably going to do an updated ranking once I get it on, 4K. Can't wait to check out the 4K. It's going to look nice. Because he shoots on film. In my opinion, it looks better, and he's right. If you watch Tarantino, talking about how things on digital don't look... Because everything's shot on digital nowadays, if you didn't know. And he still shoots on film. So that's cool. I like that he did that. So it's going to look nice on 4K. But yeah, once I've seen the movie many more times, I'll do an updated ranking video. My infamous ranking video where I put Pulp Fiction kind of low. People hate that about it. Go check that out if you haven't, by the way. I still kind of stand by those comments I said, but I'm probably... Nowadays, I think I lean more towards, yeah, Pulp Fiction's really good. I always thought it was good. It's just... Anyways, that's a whole nother topic. But yeah, as far as the rating goes, I don't want to say 7 will be... For me, I feel like a 7's kind of low, even though it really isn't actually. A 7's like a good score in terms of movie scores. But to me, I would say maybe 8 out of 10. I really wanted this to be better. I don't know. I think I'm just going to go solid 8 out of 10. I don't want to give it any more or less, because I know how much work was put into it, and it was not a bad movie by any means. So I think I'm going to go 8 out of 10. I think that's fair. Let me know in the comments, like, if you agree with anything I've said. Do you disagree? Tell me your points. or express your points on the movie and or defend your point. That's the word I'm looking for. Yeah. But now I'm going to talk spoilers. So if you include spoilers in your comments, just make sure you put in all caps spoilers so people don't read it by accident. Yeah, so I'm going to talk about spoilers. So if you haven't seen the movie, please go, because there is something that is very, very spoiler heavy that I want to talk about right away. And it'll, kind of ruin the movie for you if you don't see it. So leave now and come back. All right, spoiler time right now. Okay, so I expected, and reviews have said, just like Inglourious Basterds, he changes history. Obviously in Inglourious Basterds, Hitler and all the Nazi, the head Nazis, they all got killed in the movie theater. That didn't happen in real life. And I love that movie and his take on history and stuff like that, and the cool way he changed it. In this one, I was like, okay, he's definitely changing what happens with the Manson murders, for sure. Because why else would she be in the movie and all this stuff? The side plot about Sharon Tate and all that. So I expected, because Dalton was the next door neighbor, I expected him to intervene with it or something. Like he'd hear something going on next door, or he'd be at his pool or something and he'd hear it or whatever. I thought he'd show up or something and intervene with Cliff, stunt double, and they'd help save them or something. And I thought for sure, because Tarantino's got gruesome, bloody stuff in his movies, I thought for sure he would have showed Sharon Tate getting killed with the baby. I'm not sure how she got murdered in real life. Did they actually stab her in the belly? Because she was pregnant. I was really expecting him to go there and show it, Game of Thrones style murder. I was like, oh, Margot Robbie's playing Sharon. Oh yeah, she's definitely dying in this movie. And what I noticed throughout the movie, not many people died. And I was like, oh, at the end, there's going to be a bloodbath. It has to be, because he's going to show the Manson murders. But literally only 3 people die in the movie. It's the 3 Manson people. Yeah, that was surprising to me. I think the lowest body count of any Tarantino movie, right? I was thinking even Jackie Brown has a higher body count, right? If you haven't seen it, I won't give it away. You should check out Jackie Brown. Very underrated movie. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I think more than 3 people die in Jackie Brown. So that was very surprising to me. Tarantino only killed 3 people. But I thought for sure, though, the way it was set up and everything, they'd get in there, start killing them, and then Dalton and Booth would intervene. Because, Cliff Booth, he's established to be this super badass. He even faces Bruce Lee. I forgot to talk about the Bruce Lee actor. Jesus, that guy did such a good job. He had that cool scene fighting him and all that. And he's established to be this huge badass. And, in the actual movie at the end, he does take 2 of them out, I think. Right? Yeah, he did kick their ass big time. I thought for sure they would have ran into Sharon Tate's house or whatever and took him out and all this stuff, or Cliff Booth would have done it at least. But that was really cool though what they actually did. It was fine. It turns out they attacked Dalton's house, and he's got the flamethrower, and Cliff's got his dog there, and it's chaos ensues. It was awesome. And I was surprised too. I should have mentioned it earlier, but it's kind of a spoiler, I guess. Charles Manson, I know the movie's not about him, but he was only in one part, for a minute. I thought that for sure they'd show more of him. That was kind of odd, too. So he only showed up in one part. And I know that actor plays Charles Manson on something else. I think it's a TV show, which is kind of funny that he used the same actor again. It's kind of like when... actually, no. I was going to talk about a certain spoiler from a big movie. Never mind. Just in case, I'm sure everybody's seen it by now. I'm talking about a certain Spider-Man character that's played by the same actor again. Anyways, you either know or you don't know. Anyways, yeah, I've found that kind of funny that Charles Manson was barely in the movie, but it's not about him. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said earlier, 8 out of 10 for the movie. That is a good score. But for me, that's I don't know. I just wanted this movie to be at least a 9 or something, I always have high expectations for Tarantino's movies now, because he does take a long... He waits 3-4 years sometimes to make a new movie. And that's good, though, because it gives him time to, figure it all out, make it perfect and all that. And he said he's only making 10 movies, so If you think about it, do the math, that's like 30 years right there. That's he's coming up on 30 years on Reservoir Dogs, right? That was 1992, I think, right? So 2022 would be 30 years of his career. So 3 years from now, we might see his 10th movie. Supposedly it's Star Trek. I mean, personally, I'd rather not, because it's supposed to be set within... I don't want Tarantino to go into a franchise, you know what I mean? He makes his own things. I don't know, for me, I personally wouldn't like to... I mean, it could be good, though, like I said. But for me personally, I'd rather he do another Tarantino original. Like, all his movies they're all original. They take, tributes. He makes all kinds of homages to other movies and whatnot, but all his movies are, right from here. So, yeah, I don't know what he's gonna do. But this movie, like I said, any other spoilers I should mention, though, before I close this out? Yeah, I just really wanted to talk about the end scene, which was fantastic. Honestly, that was worth the whole weight of the movie, even though it was a good movie. I'm not saying it was bad, but it did drag, and I would say that paid off at the end there. It was awesome. Yeah. Anyways, that's about it. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, very well made movie. Just for me, as a Tarantino fan, it was kind of lacking. It didn't feel as coherent as his other movies do. And two very strong characters in the movie, two fantastic characters, but that's it. Like, Sharon Tate, unfortunately, her character didn't do much for me. There's a lot of side characters in it that were all cool, but, like, that's it. I mean, every Tarantino movie, there's a ton of great characters in each one, not just two. So that's, like, my main thing. It just kind of felt weird. Like, literally, I could sit here and just, like, list off characters from each movie. I literally could. But I don't want to make this too long. It's already 17 minutes, wow. But yeah, I mean, not a negative review in any way. It's just surprising to me. So, once I've seen the movie more times, I'll do a ranking, like I said, an updated ranking of his movies, and we'll see what happens from there. I forgot how I ranked them, by the way. I gotta go back and look. I know I had Reservoir Dogs at number 1, and I still stand by that. I love that movie. Yeah, I gotta go back and look. But feel free to check out that video. Like I said, it's kind of controversial, my stance on Pulp Fiction. Still love the movie, though. Jesus, how many times I gotta say that? Yeah, so that's it for this review. I've been talking way too long. Thank you for watching, and expect some unboxings this week. Something I ordered a while ago, pre-ordered, is coming late, unfortunately. You'll see what it is. I'll talk about it. But anyways, yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye. Have a good one.